Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for October 24th through the 30th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below for more information. All right, so Aries, this week we have quite a bit going on. In fact, it's going to be the ending of this last lunar cycle. Essentially, we are going to have a new moon on Sunday at the end of the week, which will be heralding a sense of new beginning. But before we do that, as you can see, there's a lot going on. So let's go ahead and break this down one by one as we go through the week. So Tuesday and Wednesday has Venus squaring up to Neptune and sextiling up to Jupiter. So this has first of all been a Venus who has been in your 8th house, helping you perhaps enjoy a bit of the deeper connections in life. Maybe a bit, openness, vulnerability in those relationships as well, since Venus does rule your 7th house. And this has been a serious area, at least in terms of you maybe taking seriously your spiritual transformation, taking seriously openness with life, openness with yourself, and just diving deep in general. So Venus is going to be conjoining up to Saturn a bit later in the week. So this is accentuating this patient approach, I think, to this more meaningful stuff in your life. So I think it's still great to have that open approach, to maybe enjoy that. Again, intimacy with others, with life in and of itself, with yourself, which is, again, that transformation, nice and slow. Taking it nice and slow with Saturn. This is a big picture energy. For some of you, it might have to do with shared resources, so maybe taking those things slow as well. But in regards to Venus sextiling up to Jupiter and squaring Neptune this earlier part of the week, there might be a bit of idealization about this, maybe about relationships and the sort of new beginning which is taking place with the conjunction. But do stay nice and grounded here around Tuesday and Wednesday. Sometimes with a square from a relationship planet and Neptune, maybe we can be a bit idealistic, a little bit dreamy, maybe putting people on pedestals, or there could even be uncertainty in dealing with others. So being aware of that, being present, I think is always a great way of working with Neptune. And in that way, it does become constructive there. And the sextile to Jupiter just means there is a bit of maybe optimism, buoyancy about those relationships, which again are coming into this new beginning here. And this could also have to do with your finances as well for some of you. Getting deeper with them, and then as Venus conjoins Saturn later in the week, this perhaps new beginning of how you can bring in a bit of this responsible approach to the financial material life. And I think it's very good for the next year, basically, with Venus starting this new cycle with Saturn, how you can take it nice and slow and steady and do the grounded, mature thing when it comes to those resources. All right, so that's Venus this week. Mars is forming a few aspects. Mars is going to be squaring up to Uranus and sextiling up to Chiron this second half of the week. So this being your ruler, this is first of all you coming out of last week with transformation. You had your ruler Mars go over Pluto last week, so there may have been some sort of shifting or changing with you, and now this week it's about implementing a bit of that transformed energy. So it might have to do with expanding your horizons, which has been Mars in your 9th house. It could be through quite literally expanding, such as through travel or adventure or hiking or nature, but it could also be internally as well, such as through learning, studying, expanding your mind, seeing your belief system, seeing future possibilities. So all of this more passionate, fiery energy of life is very good for your ruler to be in both in house and sign placement. So your energy levels could be increasing. There could be a bit of this motivation. And again, I think just tapping into that adventurous spirit is fantastic at the moment. Now, around Friday and Saturday, though, the square up to Uranus can suggest that maybe there is a bit of tension or restriction. You're wanting to break free, maybe impulsive sometimes. So as it is with all squares, extra awareness, a bit of centeredness. Watch going to any extremes. Be aware if you have that tendency this later part of the week. You do want to listen to that freedom. There's something here that I think you can implement the second half regarding where you can have more spiritual freedom, particularly where you can accept things in your life. And as a result, that can be very liberating. But it's about balance. It's about taking it nice and slow. And again, being aware of any impulsive or rash actions, which isn't saying there will be as much as there's just a potential for that. And with that, though, Mars will be sextiling up to Chiron, so you could be feeling perhaps a bit healed or rejuvenated while that's taking place. And again, healthy freedom, I think, is good with that acceptance and presence. All right, and then so that takes us to the end of the week, which on Sunday we do have a new moon. This is going to be another new moon in your 6th house of Virgo. I think a lot of it will have to do with relationships because, again, Venus is starting a new transit with Saturn. And this new moon will be somewhat close to your 7th house. So a lot of you will be experiencing some new beginnings there. Maybe if it's with business or family relationships or romantic relationships, whatever it is, I think it's a great time to maybe plant some new seeds with. And a lot of this you'll start to notice next week. But this weekend, a good time to sort of sit with the energy and see what unfolds, see what comes your way. Now, this new moon is going to be conjoining up to Mercury, so there could be a fresh new take on your mind and your perspective, and maybe on communication, just in general. And I think communications will play an important role in those relationships over the coming weeks as Mercury goes into your 7th. But the other side to all this is the 6th house, and this has been already the emphasis the whole past month, which is about your work, your routine, your regiments. And I think there's a new seed with that, especially with this conjunction up to Mercury, who already does rule that 6th house of yours. So set new intentions there. I think it's an excellent time over the weekend. See what comes your way. Could be with relationships, could be with your work, or anything else you do on that daily level. All right, Aries, so that's the week in a nutshell. Hope you guys have a fantastic one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.